Star Wars Spelt Out. This is Josh Chapman speaking. We're still in the studio down in Leongatha in the Gullychaps studio. We just recorded a great episode, which you've just heard, and we finished up and we're so proud of ourselves, and we all gave ourselves a high five. And then Cam went, "Oh, we didn't even cover all the stuff that we were going to talk about." And he's gone, "Should we do it now or we should do it another time?" I'm like, "Nah, we're all here. We're ready to go. All the gear's set up."
We should call this Spelt Out Special Edition.
Yeah.
It's like a mini...
yeah, so depending how long it is, it'll either be a full episode, or we might do it as a bonus depending how long we go and what the quality is like. Yeah. But we've never really had a massive problem with quality control.
Hurts my feelings.
Yeah, we got Cam crying on here. But so basically... Cam, do you want to tell us what the genesis of this is?
I got really sick last year. I don't know, like a fever. You know when you wake up and you're drenched in sweat and everything's wet. It was like one of those, like sick for 3 days, just horrible. And in my fever, I don't know, for some reason I decided to write down, a treatment or just some ideas for what a new trilogy could be.
I've got that big meeting with Lucasfilm in the morning. I better write this down.
Yeah, and it was weird. And today I've realised it almost feels like, did it actually happen? Because I knew I wrote it. I thought I wrote it on my iPhone notes, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I remember texting it to Zeb and Max.
Our cousins, yeah.
Our cousins. And then I even messaged them. They're like, "Do you still have it by any chance?" I couldn't find it. I went down to work to dig up my old iPhone and it was busted. So I was like, "Oh, my God."
The lost Star Wars saga.
Yeah. And then so I wrote a few notes down and thought, just what I remember of it. But it might mean we might be missing some of the real crazy shit.
So this is just a tribute.
Just a tribute.
So the original notes are gone.
No, I've got it though. I remember what they were. So
you've got it. Okay,
I've written them. I've written down. So I've got to be Ron Howard, and you've got to be the executive.
So you're pitching the robot that... What is it? Isn't that Simpsons episode where he pitches the robot that's the...
Homer's idea.
Yeah, he pitches Homer's idea.
I was wondering about that. Did that Ron Howard with the big bags of cash in the Simpsons, did that meme get used a lot?
I used it in a meme, and I think about 3 people liked it and didn't... Sorry. And about 3 people liked it and didn't get it. I think Steele from Steel Wars got it, and there was about 2 other people, and the rest got lost over. And I'm like, that was such a waste. Because I think it was... when he took over, it was like, Howard, you've done it again. Okay, so... I'm Kathy Kennedy. No, Darah's Kathy Kennedy because he's critiquing.
According to the internet, I'm unemployed in 2 days, so I don't.
Well, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, geez.
So you're Ron Howard. You're pitching. So hang on. Now this isn't episode 9, is it?
No. See, I don't know much about the what do they call it, those early games, the
Old
Republic and stuff.
KOTOR.
Yeah. See, this is I'm like the jock. This is gonna hurt a lot of true Star Wars fans who read all the books and all that stuff.
We should have got James, who was on last week. He's the hardcore expanded universe guy.
Yeah, he will hate this so much. But I'm going as someone, as a movie perspective, kind of, in games, I guess. I don't know. So
you're more Rian Johnson pitching his new trilogy.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not aimed at a book audience. It's aimed at a theatre release.
So I need to put my hands up in the air like I'm John Peters being pitched Superman by Kevin Smith. All right, I'm looking up, pretending I'm looking at a screen.
Giant spider.
Yeah, giant spider.
It's gonna be terrible. I did come up with it in a raging fever, but
let's see if we can get some fanboys to hate you.
Oh, they will hate.
Oh man! So at Gullychaps, please send your tweets to at Gullychaps.
But I'm they need a new trilogy, so
yeah, someone's got to do it.
So I'm setting it at. Okay, I'm setting it as early as you can ever get. Okay, basically the start of the Star Wars universe is basically, as far as I see it, the start of the universe of Star Wars all connecting together would be when the hyperdrive was invented.
Nice.
Essentially.
Okay,
you know what I
yep.
mean?
Yep.
Okay, because as soon as the hyperdrive's invented, you know what I mean? It's the first time people can connect with all the other alien worlds. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So is everybody doing it at the same time, or is there one mob
so
who's
what
done it
happens
first?
Is, I see it as, you know, someone's obviously makes the technology first.
Yeah, Jeff Hyperdrive.
Jeff Hyperdrive.
It's so good I put my name on it. I stand by this
I put
product.
that into my notes.
I stand by this product so much I put my name on
I was
it.
like, I was 50% now. No, yeah, so I've written here, I've said it maybe just a couple of 100 years, like maybe 200 years into having a hyperdrive or something like that. It's that fresh.
Yep.
That it's and what I've read and it's kind of like now it's just say we got the hyperdrive, we'd jump on it, like
Yep.
we'd be fighting over it to get out there and do it. You know what I mean? So
Apple hyperdrive.
Apple hybrid. But the idea is that civilizations are going to just like as soon as they get it, they're going to be wanting to. It turns into the new colonization of the galaxy, essentially.
Yep.
So you got all these worlds trying to find other worlds and trying to find merchandise or people or whatever.
Merchandise. Like, I'm going to get a Minions t-shirt.
That's what honestly. That's what if the world's going to sell, Earth's going to sell anything to other alien races. It's going to be our arts and our culture.
Yeah.
And our Star Wars films. I'm like, what? You know, if you're an alien, well, you're not going to come here for. Well, it's like the Indiana Jones shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, anyway, so,
Minions movies. Lord.
anyway, I'm sweating bullets here. Yeah, so they are. Okay, so that's the basic. That's where we're at. We're like,
Right.
I'm on board so far.
Okay, and I wanted to. I've actually written dot points. So I've got a main character in mind, but I'm thinking you're like you can't have that, you know. You got to have someone different that they haven't had before.
Can we have I know, I got a great idea before you go any further.
Yeah, okay.
Can we have a white, straight guy? Can we mix it up a little bit and have one of those? Or maybe two of them? Can we get those?
Yeah.
I think you might be onto something.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The internet tells me that's what
That's what they want.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, sorry.
You know what I mean?
So
Like, you
true.
don't want another Han Solo. You don't want a Luke. That sort of. You don't want that
No,
bad
fuck
boy.
those guys.
You know, so I suggest having a dude like the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Okay, now we've officially
No, but that's-
crossed over.
That's what I mean. If I did a bit more research, surely I could find some other movie character that hasn't been touched upon in a Star Wars film. Like
The Force abides, man. The Force abides. So you're sort of talking about like
That's the title of the
Force
episode.
abides. Episode 01, The Force abides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay.
So I could see
He
that.
hates the Eagles, man.
I could see a hippie with Jedi leanings. You know,
So he's a bit hippie, he's a bit
when
older.
I said that, I started to think of Spaceballs. What's his name?
Lone Star.
Not Lone Star. John Candy's character.
Buff.
yes.
But he's not like the dude.
No. But I guess it's just.
So you're talking more like an older guy.
Well, the guy is set. Okay, he's basically a truckie in space. Okay, like a freight guy, someone who sees, goes everywhere. But kind of, it's going to be one of those. I'm going for cliches. He's going to be one of those guys who just keeps his head down and. Kind of falls into something,
Right.
You
He just want. I just make my drop offs and I get in there. I don't get involved.
Are you about to tell us that he has previous military training? He's
No.
washed out of the SA.
No. He could have a background. I don't know. This is
I'm
where
hearing Steven Seagal in the main role now.
He's gonna kick a few guys in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Wear his black Japanese
I don't
gear.
think he necessarily. I think because the point of this character is he's the guy. He'll tie it all in together. Okay, so he's
the heart.
He's the heart. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all right.
He's
The
not
dude is the
poster
heart.
boy. He's the heart. He's the yeah. Anyway, so
he's Dude
in his
Skywalker.
travels. Okay, in his travels, you got to remember this is the galaxy is just opened up.
Right.
You know, and there's civilizations that are quite modern, as far as what we consider modern, you
Yep.
know, iPhones and all that, but haven't progressed that far. Or
We're so advanced.
The Star Wars universe
we're-
doesn't have shit like
Yeah, they
iPhones.
don't.
Technology.
They've barely even mastered holograms.
fancy technology. And then you've got old, you know, like whether it's like old tribes or
Yep.
Like
you know,
Stone
ancient
Age.
Rome or so, I don't know, those different eras of
Yeah.
So
civilization.
varying levels of development.
Yeah. Anyway, so in his, what I've got here is, you know, in his travels, he might just say he's doing his regular job, dropping off some shit, you know, some delivery or something like that. Then
Dropping
he
off
might-
iPhones.
He might
Amazon boxes.
Amazon boxes, yes. He, you know, he'll just maybe stumble across something a bit weird. You know what I mean? Like, so, I was thinking a trait of a Jedi, like whether it's just like he sees someone just maybe just moving an object with their hand or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like real subtle, like that, and maybe doesn't think.
So he like drops off the things and he's going, all right, that's like $500 for the iPhones. They're like, we already paid you $500. He's like, yeah, you already paid me $500. He gets back to his car and he's like, wait a minute, they didn't pay me $500 at all.
so
The dude does not abide.
Yeah, the premise is there's no such thing as a Jedi or anything like that. It's just he goes to these worlds and he stumbles across this person with a gift. Maybe it's a bit like X-Men, you know what I mean?
So you're saying someone with a very high metachlorian count?
I'll come back to that. I've got a pointer on that, okay? So,
Whoa. Don't get ahead of the
Hey,
kid.
yeah.
Don't get ahead of the pitch here, Kathy Kennedy, all right?
Kathy, please
I know you want to sign that checkbook right now, but
add another zero. And
We all know that was the best bit of the prequels.
we've got to get Jeff Bridges and he ain't going to be cheap.
Not only I'll fix the metachlorians, I'll say that. Anyway, so the idea with this guy is maybe I was thinking maybe he's got some sort of either maybe he had the cliche again. He's got a debt, or he just wants extra money, or someone's after him, or bullying him, or something like that. Anyway, and he kind of decides he sees this first person with a gift, and he thinks, oh, okay, I can
Exploit that.
exploit it, or he doesn't have to be a good guy.
Cha-ching.
He could be cha-ching, or this person could help, or whatever, get me out of this jam. And then as he progresses, you know, he's a trucky dude. You know, he goes to the bars, he hears all the talk and stuff. So he goes to another planet and hears someone talking about, say, someone doing some other special trait of Jedi, say the mind trick or something like that. Anyway, so he's making the pack, you know, like the Samurai 7 of Jedi, but all of them,
And putting together a team.
because they're all across the different galaxies.
So he's just kind of like going, come with me in my truck. And
spacecraft.
Nothing sus.
It's a Mack truck with wings on the side.
Got a little bed out the back.
yeah.
There's a bulldog in the front.
So are all these people like all from like backwards planets? He's like, hey
Yeah,
man,
like,
you can
you know-
come with me and you get a free iPhone. You get 3 hot meals.
yeah, all the Maggi noodles you can eat.
You know, but there's an adventure. Like, it could work as a TV series. There's an adventure in finding that new person. You know, just I found the guy who can twist your mind, and you know, there's a whole episode in just getting that person on board.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it as a movie context. Okay, maybe you can spread it out over 3 movies or something.
So he's not like collecting them for a zoo or something like that. Or he's not like P.T. Barnum. He's not like putting them on in a freak show or something.
Yeah. No, I think there's got to be some sort of motive for him. It's got to be more than just a hobby. I think.
So is there like some
Maybe
sort
he
of
can get out of trouble or-
is he kind of like outrunning, you know, like if there's colonizations of planets, is he like outrunning like the government who are trying to like organize things and they're kind of like trying to collect
before there's
these-
even a go. I think
So it's just kind of like people got the tech and they're just all a free for all.
It's like Europe when they were just like, I want that country, I want that country, I want this, and everyone's just trying to get out there, and he's
They're just on ships, just going wherever you can go.
trying to find this shit. So, you know, and there's just as far as these, the Force is just. It's not even the Force. It's just these rumors and stories and legends of these skilled individuals. And he's the first. Maybe he's the first person to go, hey, I think there's some truth behind it.
I've been to enough places to see it more than once.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and bring them all together. and see, maybe
In the back of my truck.
That's all about.
yeah. Anyway, for some purpose. Anyway, so that's the idea behind it. Okay, so
Episode 1
Yeah.
in the can.
But I've
But wait, Kathy. I got
Kathy,
some
I'm
more
giving
for you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to sign the check yet.
Wait, Kathy. Okay, I'm giving you the final. What do you call it? The end. Third act.
Third act.
Okay.
Okay, we've jumped to... So
Okay.
we skipped Empire Strikes Back. We've gone straight to Return of the Jedi.
Third act of the first film.
Oh, right,
You know
okay.
what I mean? Like, okay, so
Yep.
the first two, you have a few adventures, you have a few laughs.
There's a few hijinks getting them to convince him to go.
Yeah,
and,
convince them to go.
But we need to drop a heart.
So is there like an antagonist? Or is there like someone else who's bad who's
Well,
trying to
the other
snatch
thing
him?
is,
or...
there could be other crew, like gangsters doing the same thing, or just Jabba Hutt type gangsters, doing.
Or one who's got a power who doesn't like competition, realise that there's others and they want to eliminate the competition to be special.
I've got it. I
right.
don't think there is
Not
something.
that.
I think
Sorry,
it's just
jumping ahead.
No. I think there is just more of a just regular gangsters. Maybe there's gangsters after this dude or something.
Okay.
So I'm sort of picturing this like the old, the age of piracy, like when the world opened up through big ships and stuff.
Yeah.
And you could get a big ship and trade places, but there's always a chance pirates or someone were going to try and rip you off.
Those damn pirates.
Yeah.
Space pirates.
Essentially. There's got to be some sort of threat there on the side. But
Wait, spoiler,
Okay, so third act.
Spoiler alert for the first movie of this prequel.
Is this
Definitely gonna-
trilogy?
It's trilogy, which is definitely going ahead.
Yeah.
And I was figuring that one of the I'm calling them PJs, free Jedi's.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Get your PJs on.
I get your PJs on. Okay, so I was figuring.
Will they have masks?
I figured. That's
a
really
joke
far
all
for the
the,
fathers,
all
yeah.
the- all the parents, yeah.
Yeah, so I figured one of them there is, maybe it's the charming, enthusiastic one or something. I don't know. One that's anyway. They might have like there's a kind of a civil war on his home planet or something, and that's why he or she signs up to this. Like he
Band of misfits.
He's got a few skills. Maybe he can, I don't know, he can do the big jump or something.
Yep.
Like he can just do one of the skills.
Backflips.
Yeah.
Or he can teleport himself like Yoda does when they're dead or something. I don't know. Some sort of, I'll have to go through the Jedi things that he can do. For the sake of moving it along.
He can do Jedi power D.
So I guess that person probably sticks out more than some of the other pre-Jedis or whatever. Anyway, and he's probably catches on to the fact that he can learn from these other cultures and worlds and these special people from these from these different worlds.
So it's like I don't have to be limited to one skill. I can actually get the skill from the other.
He realized that it's the forces in everything, and he's probably the guy who catches on first, going, I can do more than just this.
Then jump high. To get that apple that's up there.
That Nike sponsorship.
I can do more than play basketball. I got more than hoop dreams.
Yeah. And then Jordan comes along. They have a one-on-one, and it's awesome.
And then Bugs Bunny turns up and he plays as well. And then,
Bugs Bunny, yes. And then it's Space Jam 2. Was there a Space Jam 2?
yeah. What we all wanted.
Anyway, it was just a one, wasn't it?
There was only one.
Oh.
There's talk of them making one with LeBron, but
All right, so we've got that
Might be
character
off
now.
topic.
So the movie, the third act of the first movie, it's basically going to be Braveheart, okay?
Yep.
Like a old school, like
Skirmish.
sword, traditional old weapon. Like we're talking, he comes from a civilization that's.
is someone going to try and claim Prima Nocta?
I don't know. What is that?
Prima Nocta is when the lords of the land, when there was a wedding, would insist that they got to basically do it with the bride before the groom got to. So do you want to put that in your Star Wars movie before? Because Kathy Kennedy over here is insisting that goes in before she's willing to sign any checks.
Rape.
Doesn't seem
put rape in
doesn't
Star Wars.
seem like it's really a great fit. It doesn't seem on brand.
Yeah,
So
You brought up Braveheart. This is where it goes.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I'm talking, so he's come from, maybe he's obviously he comes from the tribe or people who've been,
Oppressed.
dominated. Yeah, exactly. So that's why he's gone off to learn these to like. That's why he jumped on the ship with this weird trucky dude.
The dude. It wasn't just for the weed and the credence.
No, it wasn't for the weed and the credence. And I'm thinking maybe so he's learned those skills and he's like, I've got to go back or whatever. And maybe all the other guys are like, for some reason, don't go with him.
It's done, dude. Yeah.
They're like, no, we're not using this for. We're not here to settle scores. To do with this. Yeah, you can find some excuse for that.
Yeah.
So he goes back, maybe with the dude. Just I'll drive you back.
I'll drop you off.
I'll drop you off. I'll get drive through on the way.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna have a witness anyway. Yeah. So he goes back, and I think the idea is the money shot. Okay. Is the traditional war? Then the big armies like running at each other, okay, and he's in there as well. And then there's like in the middle of it, he just like talking mud and grey and just dark, and then all of a sudden this bright red lightsaber comes out, and everyone will be just like, "What the?" You know what I mean?
And he just starts cutting down fools.
No, like what I mean. Just if you're in a battle of, it's the basic
iron and dirt.
Iron and dirt. And then you've got this dude that's just come out like this. And I figured he needed a way to show off that he's combined his force powers.
Yep.
So I thought the big villain of the opposition could be riding some big bull-ass, bit bigger type thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, stuff it, I'm going for him anyway. And then he could do the old Crocodile Dundee, Ridgy Didge.
Oh, he could like hypnotise the bull.
Hypnotise the bull, okay.
And then the bull goes mental and knocks everybody over.
No. The bull just runs flat out and then just kind of stops, 10 metres or so away. And then he just uses the force and kind of like picks up the guy off his seat and just like flings him towards him and just cuts him in half like that. One move, like, using all those three powers just in one blow. Just then everyone's just like shits themselves. And it's got to be something different for us. Like, I was thinking like sash, like cut across from hip to shoulder.
So what's this movie going to be rated? This is R-rated?
Yeah. It's just,
that's pretty cool. So where's he get his lightsaber from though?
Well, that's you might have someone on the ship who's got a bit of technology. That's a whole nother.
So he's sort of tinkering away.
He might have seen someone cutting a sandwich with a little light beam.
The lightsaber thing, isn't it? The whole crystal, and it's going to be tuned to the Jedi. And
yeah, there's a whole thing about the retcon now is that they all use the crystals, but if you're a Sith, then you got to make the crystal bleed to make it go red, and that's why they go red. And there's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that's
so. Yeah. So as I'm pressing on here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still with me, Catherine.
Checkbook's ready.
And I figure we could have a bit of a, he goes a bit too far and starts mowing down, more than he should and starts getting into it and the eyes turn red. And the big shock is, before there was Jedi, there was Sith.
So they were the first.
They were the first.
The first guy to fully commit.
The first guy to fully embrace the Force was a Sith.
Ooh.
And then he's the villain through the next...
so then the dude's like, hey man, just get back on the truck, man. Everything will be fine.
And he sees it and just like, oh shit.
I'm preparing the contracts right now.
Yes,
it's the go.
That's the
right. Green light.
So
I may have some notes.
Shit, there are probably a lot of notes.
Yeah, I've got a few notes.
And okay, so and that's your first movie there.
So that's
and that's your shock is this the lovable guy who first embraced it turns out to be the first Sith and just start to goes a little bit too far. But they're all they don't know what it is, they're
just some dude who's so basically the whole society bow down to him now, and he's like, "Well, I'm running stuff now. This is my planet."
I don't think he'd be like full on like He'd be more just. It'd be kind of like it's kind of like discovering the dark side. He wouldn't be just like I'm running the whole place. It's more just like I really enjoyed getting revenge.
And now what else is there?
It just starts becoming and building from
right. So it's like I've done that. I don't need to lord over these people. I can just go on and do the next thing.
Just like I've saved my people.
I don't know, man.
I'll go off and...
If you're talking about a society that's like mud and stone is their war.
Oh, well, maybe you're right.
Guy whips out those powers.
But maybe he's like, well, I can conquer you, but I don't need to be here the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I'll come back if you step out of line.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, my people are now in charge.
Yeah.
If you give him any shit, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And now I can go off and do.
And then they have
I'll leave an iPhone with
they
you.
can have their Obi-Wan, Anakin, like with the dude, like, dude, what are you doing? They
really brought the room together.
They put up the white flag, and he's like, "What are you? I think it went too far, man." And then they have
What's the dude is in this? Please, if we ever get enough listeners and someone who can please Photoshop this together, that would be amazing.
And then that could separate him from the rest of the guys. And the rest of the guys who didn't want to get involved are like, holy shit, this guy is serious. We have to get our shit together, or he's gonna just.
Yeah, but there must have been a couple of the other guys who are like, oh, we can do that. Like, let's just do that. Because some of them are going, well, I don't want to kill all those people.
Yeah.
But I want to be as awesome as that.
Yeah, maybe they've got their...
But they're kind of going, well, some might be going like, oh, I just want to be that awesome. I got stuff I could get done if I could, I don't have to wait in line at the post office anymore if I could do that.
But they might have I figured,
you have to have one of them go off and be an apprentice or something, or at least go, hey, teach me what you... I don't need to learn from...
I thought I thought the new Sith would go off and be like, stuff you guys, and then he would go... So it'd be a race to find special people, and he'd find you guys and corrupt them.
Oh, right. So he's going, now I can go...
Now I know this shit, and then he develops the dark side of the Force, while these guys are like playing catch-up.
Right, yep.
And they're the
but they're going, we don't want to do it that way. We're going to do it our way.
The underdogs.
And we don't want to do it that way. We're going to do it our way.
Yeah, and that's my final points. And this is what, as it progresses through to the third film, I've got you can see the Jedi kind of, it starts getting a bit like, oh, great, they're saving the thing. But it starts getting into that awkward, they start turning into a religion-y cult thing that, that feeling of the prequels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's where it didn't,
Yeah, why are these dudes in robes running?
Yeah, why they know people can't get married and have relationships.
It starts turning into that, and maybe
too many rules.
Yeah, maybe that, but that's kind of part of it, like the progression. Even though they're the good guys, it might be that kind of like, it doesn't need to go like this, but no, this is how it's going.
We got to have rules, man, because you saw what happened. We got to have these.
Yeah. You got to, not have attachments and stuff like that, or you turn to the dark side. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be like. You could have that sort of thing, and give the good guys a bit of a bit more shade. And I also had about your midichlorians, and part of that was they have their own. You know how Scientology have that little electronic box?
Oh wow,
that's all the bullshit.
Yeah,
they make one up to basically
Dianetics or whatever.
Yeah, they just make it. It's all bullshit, but it's part of recruiting or some shit like that.
So they can filter people out or get some money off people.
So the whole midichlorian thing gone. Thank you. Okay.
Oh shit! He just dropped the mic.
I'll pick it up again. It wasn't that great.
I thought you were gonna fall backwards on your chair then.
No.
So they're basically just like, hey man, what's your
I've just got rid of midichlorians for you.
So it's basically like Scientology.
It's basically something. Maybe it reads off the.
Wait, so are you suggesting Scientology isn't completely accurate? This is
we're gonna people listening. I'm gonna say we're gonna get in trouble here. We can't put this out. Tom Cruise is at the door.
Comes out the closet.
George Travolta's on the roof.
Yeah. So it's just just they've made up some bullshit machine essentially. So it doesn't mean anything.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
You get your checkbook out, Kathy Kennedy.
That. I like Siths being the first ones to control the Force.
I think that was Zeb's idea, to be honest.
I like that it's a dude in a trucker hat.
I like it's the dude. It's either the dude or it's Snake Pilson. No, not Snake Pilson. Is it the guy from Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
Kurt Russell. No.
Kurt Russell. Yes. I can't remember his character's name, but he's got he's always obsessed with his truck and stuff.
Yeah. I was picturing Kurt Russell in a trucker cap the whole time.
I do like the idea that it's the dude, though. That he's essentially in his dressing gown.
Someone pushed out of their comfort zone to do something special and actually, get involved, I guess. I don't know.
I just like that he's got all these Jedis living in the back of his truck. Like they've all got bunk beds or something.
One can read their mind. The other one can bring a lightsaber. The other one can jump big. The other one can move shit. You know,
They're all
those
like
skills.
But they're all like
together.
different races of aliens.
All different
and
races
stuff.
and cult, and and there might be some dudes from some religiously tribes that it's just they might think
might
what
push it that way.
their force skill might be part of some ceremony, but it's actually just
So how does it end?
the first movie.
No, how does the third movie end?
Third movie. No, I don't. I'll have to progress into that.
No spoiler. You're waiting for the check. It's like, hey,
Wait
look,
for the- yeah.
I gotta wait for the first movie.
You
to
want
hit.
more? You gotta pay.
I've got to wait for the first one before there's money in the bank.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty
There you
good.
go.
That was
I
pretty
reckon
good.
that-
That
oh,
was the fever dreams.
Fever dream. Yeah.
Hey, Terminator came out of a fever dream, so this may be the next.
Did it really?
Yeah. James Cameron had a fever dream about being chased by
Maybe
a
a
robot or
future
something,
dream.
and he
Maybe maybe
wrote-
it was a vision of the future.
Yeah. Next.
Wouldn't that be weird if you like Rian Johnson does his trilogy and you walk in and
Well,
it's
this is why
the
I
dude and his
I
thing
wanted
and-
to do it because we got it on tape.
That's very true, actually.
And when some of this stuff comes out, I reckon
when we
some
can
of it
go
might
and
touch
sue Rian Johnson for.
Yeah.
Well, we probably don't have grounds for suing, but at least we can say that you were definitely right, or at least it's on wax.
Honestly, on that much
Yeah.
of it.
we'll get a lot more listens when we go.
I'd honestly be just like happy to see that. I'd be like, that'd be cool.
I'd be happy if that was the Favreau TV series.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If the first movie you described there is season 1, finale of season 1 is the Sith dude Sithing out,
Sitting out.
and then from there
dude in a truck.
it's the race.
I just love how it was like Braveheart,
Yeah.
ancient technology, and there's the dude, the dude in a truck, which is like the truck. Like I keep thinking, every time you keep saying it, I keep thinking of the Winnebago from Spaceballs.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's like 10 of them all living in there like it's Bill and Ted's phone booth at the end where they're all...
Who used my toothbrush?
Yeah, where they're all just like having some kind of weird little domestic problems because they're all living on top of each other.
It was more the Spinal Tap tour bus in my head.
They're all just sitting there playing Pong.
Next
the
to
tour
a
bus.
stop, Tatooine. And they do a little like circus show or something.
Yeah, well, when you sort of started that, I'm going, oh, he's going to like collect all these Jedis for a freak show or something like that. Like he's going to just tour the outer rim, going, look at the amazing jumping high man, and
I reckon
Look at this weird dude.
I reckon it's something. You must be able to like get someone off his back or something. There's got to be something in it.
yeah, no, it's good. I like the colonization. I think there are some
sorry, all
comic
the
source. I
old
think there is some.
Republic
I mean, this is where I need James O'Brien. He would be able to tell me right away. There is some really old comics where they're talking about like the colonization of the planet or the hyperspace sort of comes out, the hyperspace wars and things. They talk about the early Jedis, and I think there's like in the old comics, they're not canon anymore. Of like the original like Jedi lightsabers. Well, they had like little battery packs on them, so they had like a battery pack with like the lightsaber was like on a cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
they like kind of had a little on this
pack.
Yeah, like you kind
I
of had a
always
limited.
figured that like the first lightsaber might be only just like 2 foot long or something.
Yeah.
But
You got to like kind of chart. You got to like wind it up.
But that doesn't work on cinema. You need a full one,
Yeah.
You want that shot.
You want
that shot.
The moment with the thing and all
Yeah,
the
with all
people
the-
flying around everywhere.
You know, disgustingly large could also work for that. You know, like a broadsword back in the day, like people would carry a
Like a huge. Well, you could just have a
sword,
hilted
'cause-
one like Kylo Ren's one. You know, like you just bring it all back to that where it's got the hilts on the side, where it looks like one of those big old swords.
Yeah.
Or you could even have a thing where it is a sword, but he's found a way to sort of lightsaber it, so it's actually still got like a metal base.
Like the
like the dude on Solo, the bad guy's little.
yeah, like the
Double-
like the
yeah.
knife thing.
Boba Fett's guys, the Mandalorians or whatever. They've got that blade.
Oh, the dark saber.
Yeah, the dark saber, kind of like that. Maybe
That looks a bit like a sword.
But no, it
too.
needs to be a lightsaber. It needs to be that kind of.
You want that moment.
Yeah, that moment.
He's framing it up in the thing. That's pretty solid, Cam. It's not bad.
Glad I brought it to the table.
I'm glad we got that episode in. You know, that's another. You know, this is the episode you do after you've done the other episode. Everyone's had another beer, and everyone's getting a bit loose, and you're. You know,
I do apologise to all the Star Wars. Like you do read all the books and
and they'll go, well, that's crap.
Well, that's just
done that and
bullshit.
that. But you know what? Every story's got merit. You know,
None of that stuff's canon anymore. They killed that, so this
it's
could
new.
be.
this could be the canon. If you're listening,
This is the
Rian
quarterback
Johnson or
version.
Favreau or Kathy Kennedy or anybody who's got the checkbook.
Yeah, just retweet to them and
Yep.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see it.
I'll just go.
And the money.
And
Also the money.
Yeah, the money. Yeah. All about the money.
All right. Well,
I'm a good. Before you end it.
Yeah.
I'm a good ideas man, but not a follow through man.
I'm happy to put the idea
put it
in
out
there.
You refine them. You make it work. You do the hard work.
You come back and do the soundtrack.
Yeah. Even then, I'd.
Like that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to send you a message about your pitch, Cam, where do they find you on the socials?
I just Gullychaps at Twitter or whatever.
And Daragh,
At Go to Wisdom.
and you can get us at StarWarsSpelledout.com.
Special edition.
Special edition. This will either be a special edition or it'll be a regular episode. We'll find out.
I should write a new music for it. You know.
We should cut some extra scenes in.
Yeah,
we'll just change.
Shitty CGI.
We'll change some bits. We'll release it and then we'll do it again. We'll release some extra bits into it. But yeah, thanks for coming on again, guys. We'll see you later on.
Stay up.
Okay, bye.